Ang topic natin ngayon ay para sa mga grade 9 mathematics students, which is solving quadratic inequalities. Paano nga ba tayo nagsusolve ng quadratic inequality? Narito ang ating mga procedures. Number 1, transform the given quadratic inequality into quadratic equation. Pangalawa, we are going to solve for the roots or yung tinatawag natin na critical points. Pangatlo, use the roots or yung critical points na yon to obtain the intervals. Pang-apat, choose a test point in each interval to determine the solution set. Pang-lima, graph the solution set. At pang-anim, we are going to check the obtained solution set in the original inequality. Para mas maintindihan natin, let's have our examples. Isang magandang araw sa ating lahat at welcome sa ating channel. Kung bago ka pa lang dito, ay pakiclick mo na ang subscribe button at ang notification bell para lagi kang updated sa mga susunod nating mga lessons. Tara, simulan na natin! Now let's have our first example. Let's say we are asked to find the solution set of our given inequality x squared plus 2x minus 15 is greater than 0. So first procedure natin, transform the given quadratic inequality into quadratic equation. So we have x squared plus 2x minus 15 is equal to 0. Okay, after that, number 2, solve for the roots or the critical points. So if pagsusolve natin ng ating roots, pwede tayong gumamit ng quadratic formula, pwedeng factoring, pwedeng completing the square. So sa ating given ngayon, mas maganda gamitin yung ating factoring. So factor natin, so we have x squared, factors niya ay x times x, and then negative 15. So iisip tayo ng factors niya, ibig sabihin dalawang number na kapag pinag-multiply natin, negative 15 ang sagot, tapos pag pinag-add, dapat positive 2. So ano yung numbers na yun? So we have 5 at saka 3, di ba? 15. Okay? So, since negative yan, so ibig sabihin, yung isa sa kanila ay negative. So, since ito ay positive 2, so that means yung ating 5 ang positive. Ito ang negative. So, check natin kung itong makukuha natin. So, we have x times x, so that is x squared. Middle term natin is 5x plus negative 3x, so that is 2x. Okay? So, tama. Then, 5 times negative 3, so that is negative 15. So, equals 0. Okay, now let us find the roots. So we have x plus 5 equals 0 and x minus 3 equals 0. So that means we have x equals negative 5 and x equals 3. So ito na ngayon yung ating roots or yung ating critical points. Okay, gamitin natin itong number line natin para mas i-analyze pa siya na mabuti para makita natin yung ating interval. So para sa step ko number 4, choose a test point in each interval to determine the solution set. So, yung negative 5 natin, ito siya, di ba? Yan yung ating critical point na negative 5. At saka we have positive 3. Ayan. So, kung mapapansin natin, nahati sa tatlong region yung ating numbered line, di ba? So, 1, 2, at saka 3. Okay? So, dito, pwede kasi yung ating x is less than 5. X is less than, negative 5. Is less than negative 5. Ayan. Or, pwede naman yung x natin is greater than negative 5. X is greater than negative 5, but less than 3. Ito yung region na yun. Diba? Or, pwede rin naman, ang x natin is greater than 3. X is greater than 3. Ayan. So, yan yung nakakis natin sa tatlong region. Ngayon, ang sabi, choose a test point in each interval. So, ito yung una natin interval. Pangalawa, pangatlong interval. So, gagamit tayo ng test point dito sa interval na ito. Gamit din tayo dito. Gamit din tayo dito ng mga points. Tapos, itetest natin sila dun sa ating given na inequality. Okay? Para malaman natin kung kasama sila dun sa solution set. So, unahin natin yung x is less than negative 5. Pero teka, ang tanong pala, since we have less than inequality symbol, okay? So, ibig sabihin nito, yung less than natin or greater than, kapag kaya yung ating given, okay? Ibig sabihin, yung roots natin are not included. So, that means yung negative 5 natin is not included in the solution. Okay? So, magka-graph natin mamaya, ang gagamitin natin doon ay hollow circle or open circle. Wala siyang shade. Okay? Kapag ka naman, ang given natin halimbawa, is less than or equal or greater than or equal, ibig sabihin yung roots natin, yung ma-identify natin na roots or ating critical points are included in the solution set. Pagka-graph natin doon, shaded yung atin or solid circle yung gagamitin natin sa pag-graph natin mamaya. But since ang ating given ay greater than, so ito yung gagamitin natin mamaya sa pag-graph natin. So, ibig sabihin yung negative 5 natin, hindi siya kasama dun sa ating solution set at saka yung 3. So, titingnan lang natin kung dito sa region na ito ba. So, pwede tayong kumuha ng negative 6, pwedeng negative 7, pwedeng negative 8. Depende sa inyo kung anong gusto nyong gamitin. So, subukan muna natin yung negative 6. So, we have negative 6. So, i-test natin dito sa ating given na inequality. So, we have negative 6 squared plus 2 times 6, negative 6, minus 15 is greater than 0. Okay? Sinubstitute lang natin yung ating negative 6. Okay? Ito, yung negative 6 natin. Sinubstitute lang natin sa ating given inequality. So, para matest natin kung true ba ang kalalabasan or false. So, negative 6 squared, so that is, negative 6 times negative 6, that is positive 36. And then, 2 times negative 6, so that is negative 12. Minus 15 is greater than 0. So, what is 36 minus 12? So, that is 24. Minus 15 is greater than 0. So, 24 minus 15, that is 9 is greater than 0. Tanong, yung bang 9 is greater than 0? So, that is true. So, that means, yung ating interval na x is less than negative 5 is a true. Yan. So, ibig sabihin, yung negative 7, negative 8, lahat yun ay true. O, kahit i-test pa natin dyan isa-isa yun. Next, gamit naman tayo dito sa ating next interval na x is greater than negative 5 but less than negative 3, but less than 3. So, let's say, ito ng negative 2. Gamitin natin. So, pwede tayong gumamit ng negative 1, pwede yung 0, 1, 2, pwede yung negative 3, pwede yung negative 4. Okay, yun ang gamitin natin. Pwede. So, substitute naman natin siya dun sa ating inequality. Okay. So, we have yung x natin is negative 2. Okay. Times 2. Ang x natin is negative 2. Ayan. Minus 15 is greater than 0. So, we have negative 2 squared. So, that is 4. Minus 4 minus 15 is greater than 0. So, what is 4 minus 4? So, yung 4 minus 4 is 0. Minus 15. So, that is negative 15. Is greater than 0. So, negative is negative 15 greater than 0. So, yung negative 15 is not greater than 0. That means, this one is false. So, ibig sabihin, yung interval natin na ito is false. Okay. Next interval natin, x is greater than 3. Test natin yung x is greater than 3. So, gamit tayo, pwedeng 4, pwedeng 5, pwedeng 6, 7, so on and so forth. Gamitin na lang natin yung pinakamaliit, yung 4. Okay. Yan. So, sinubstitute lang natin siya dun sa ating inequality. So, what is 4 squared? So, that is 16 plus 8 minus 15 is greater than 0. So, what is 16 plus 8? So, that is 24 minus 15 is greater than 0. 24 minus 15, so that is 9 is greater than 0. So, 9 is greater than 0. That is a true statement. So, that means, ang interval natin na ito is true. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, ayan na, mabubuo na natin yung ating solution set. Diba? Ayan. So, ang ating solution set, gamit ang interval notation. So, our solution set will be less than negative 5. X is less than negative 5. So, that means we have from negative infinity. So, from negative infinity, dire-diretso pa kasi siya, up to negative 5. Parenthesis. So, bakit parenthesis ang ginamit natin? So, sa infinity, parenthesis talaga ang ginagamit natin kasi dire-diretso siya, wala siyang katapusan. And then, yung dito is parenthesis din. Bakit natin parenthesis ang ginamit? Kasi yung negative 5 is not included. Okay? Kapag ka naman included, halimbawa, yan ha, pagka ganito ang gagamitin natin, kapag ka less than or greater than. Okay? Kapag ka naman less than or equal at saka greater than or equal, bracket ang gagamitin natin. That means included sila dun sa solution set. Since yung negative 5 is not included. So, ganito ang gagamitin natin. Okay? Union. Okay? Bakit union? Kasi kasama niya rin ito. Okay? Union from positive 3. Okay? Hindi rin included. Up to positive infinity. Ayun. So, ito yung pinaka-solution set natin. So, we have from negative infinity to negative 5, union 3 to positive infinity. And that is our solution set. Okay? Ngayon, ang sabi, i-graph din natin. So, i-diretso na lang natin dito yung pag-graph natin. So, that means yung ating negative 5 is not included. So, open circle na gagamitin natin. Okay, step ano na tayo? Step 5. So, open circle natin. And then, going to left. Okay, less than. So, going to left. Yeah. And then, 3. Open din. Okay, or hollow. Kasi, ito yung given natin na inequality. And then, going to right. Greater than kasi. So, ito yung ating graph ng ating inequality. Let's have our second example. Let's say we are asked to find the solution set of our given inequality 3x squared minus 3x minus 18 is less than or equal to 0. Okay? So first step natin, transform our inequality to equation. So we have 3x squared minus 3x minus 18 is equal to 0. And then, for our second step, we are going to solve for the roots. So since meron tayo ditong common factor which is 3, di ba? So, pwede natin munang i-simplify siya. So, pwede natin i-divide both sides by 3. Ayan. So, bakit natin siya gagawin? Para mas masimple yung pag-solve natin, pag-find natin yung roots. So, 3 divided by 3, so that is 1, kaya meron na lang tayong x squared. Negative 3 divided by 3, so that is negative 1, so kaya meron na lang tayong negative x. And negative 18 divided by 3, that is negative 6. Ayan. Equals 0 divided by 3, that is 0. Okay? So, kung mapapansin natin, mas naging simple yung ating gagawin. Ngayon, kumpara kanina. Ayan. So, ngayon, pwede na natin solve yung ating roots. So, simplify muna natin. Find natin yung ating factors. So, we have x squared. So, that is x. So, negative 6 natin. Factors ng negative 6 natin. Na dapat negative 1 ang result kapag pinag-add. So, that is 3 at saka 2. Diba? So, we have 3 times 2, that is 6. So, dapat isa dito ay negative. So, ito yung magdidikta niyan. Okay? Yung malaking number, so siya yung negative. So, negative 3 at saka positive 2. Okay? So, negative 6 ang result. And then, pag pinag-add natin sila, that is negative 1. Okay? Equals 0. Okay, now, the roots will be x minus 3 equals 0. Tapos, x plus 2 equals 0. So, ang roots natin ay x equals 3 and x equals negative 2. Okay, so ito ngayon yung ating roots or critical points. Okay, so we have x equals 3. Dito yun. At saka yung ating x is negative 2. Ito. So, nahati ulit sa tatlong regions. So, x is less than negative 2 at less than or equal. Okay? Ang given natin is less than or equal. O kaya naman ay x is greater than or equal to 2, negative 2, but less than or equal to 3. Okay? And then, pwede rin naman ang ating x is greater than or equal to 3. So, dito sa region na yon. Okay? So, since ayan na yung ating region, so next natin na step ay magte-test tayo. Gagamit tayo ng point sa kanila. Te-test natin kung alin yung region na accepted or true. Okay? So, dun muna tayo sa x is less than negative 2. Less than or equal to negative 2. So, less than or equal, ibig sabihin yung critical points natin, di ba? Sinabi natin kanina, yung critical points natin is included. Dito rin. Okay, yung 3 natin is included dun sa ating solution. So, tingin tayo ngayon nung mas mababa sa kanya. Dun tayo sa negative 3. Tingnan natin kung included itong mga naandito sa kanya. Mas less than kay negative 2. So, we have negative 3. Try natin. So, you have 3 times negative 3 squared minus 3 times negative 3 minus 18 is less than or equal to 0. Yun. Okay? So you have now negative 3 squared, 3 times 9 minus or plus na kasi negative 3 times negative 3, so that is positive 9 minus 18 is less than or equal to 0. So what is 3 times 9? So that is 27. Okay? Plus 9 minus 18 is less than or equal to 0. So what is 27 plus 9? So that is 36. Minus 18 is less than or equal to 0. So what is 36 minus 18? So that is 18. So we have 18 is less than or equal to 0. Oh, so yung bang 18 is less than or equal sa 0? Okay, so hindi. So ibig sabihin, yung ating region na ito is false. Okay. Test naman ngayon natin yung nandito sa region natin na ito. Okay? So let's say, gamit tayo ng point dito, which is sabihin na natin yung 1 para mas madali tayo mag-compute. Ayun, 1. Test natin yung 1. 1. Yan. Bilang natin. Substitute lang natin ito sa ating x. So what is 1 squared? So that is 1 times 3. So that is 3. This one is negative 3. Okay? Minus 18 is less than or equal to 0. So what is 3 minus 3? So that is 0. Minus 18. So that is negative 18 is less than or equal to 0. So, ibig sabihin, yung negative 18 is less than or equal to 0. That is true. So, that means ito ay true. Yan. So, ito yung interval natin. So, dito pa lang, alam na natin that this one will be the answer. Pero test natin dito. Okay. Gamit tayo ng yung 4. Gamitin natin yung 4. So, I have yan. Okay. So we have 4 squared, so we have 16. So 3 times 16 minus 3 times 4, so that is 12. Minus 18 is less than or equal to 0. So what is 3 times 16? So that is 48. Minus 12 minus 18 is less than or equal to 0. So what is 48 minus 12? So that is 36 minus 18 is less than or equal to 0. 36 minus 18, so that is 18 is less than or equal to 0. Okay? Is greater than, is less than or equal to 0. So we have 18 is less than or equal to 0. So this one is false. So that means yung x is greater than or equal to 3 is also a false. So that means ang ating solution set will be yan. So ang solution set natin ay ito. So we have negative 2, x is greater than or equal to negative 2 but less than or equal to 3. So gamit ang interval notation. Yan. So sa ating solution set, gamit ang interval notation. So from negative 2 included. So ibig sabihin, ito yung ating bracket. Okay, nagagamitin. Bracket natin. So we have negative 2 hanggang positive 3. Okay? Positive 3. Bracket din. So, yan yung ating solution set. So, kung i-graph natin siya, so from negative 2, close circle, papunta sa positive 3, close circle din. So, ito yung ating solution set. Yan. So, from negative 2 to positive 3. Now, it's your turn. Mas maganda sana kung ipopost nyo muna ang video na ito at kumuha kayo ng panulat at sulat ng papel at subukan nyo sagutan ng ating given. At pagkatapos, ay i-play nyo ulit ang video na ito at sabay-sabay natin itong sagutan. Ngayon, sagutan na natin. Let's say we are asked to find the solution set of our inequality x squared plus 7x plus 10 is greater than or equal to 0. So first, transform muna natin siya into inequality, to equation. X squared plus 7x plus 10 is equal to 0. Okay? And then next, solve for the roots. So factor natin siya. So you have x, and then factor ng 10 na kapag pinag-add natin, the result should be 7. So we have 5 and 2. Diba? So 5 times 2 is 10. And then, pag pinag-add ay 7. Since ito ay positive, so this one is both positive. Okay? Yan. Then positive din kasi yung ating middle term. Okay. So we have x plus 5 times x plus 2 is equal to 0. Okay. So our zeros will be x plus 5 equals 0 and then x plus 2 equals 0. So we have x equals negative 5 and x equals negative 2. So ito yung ating roots or ating critical points. Okay? So ibig sabihin, yung ating interval will be pwedeng x is less than or equal to negative 5. Yan yung unang ating interval. Pwede rin naman na x is greater than or equal to negative 5 but less than or equal to negative 2. Okay? Ayan yung ating iti-test. Or pwede rin naman ang ating x is greater than or equal to negative 2. Okay? Kung siya ba ay true or false. So, kuha muna tayo ng iti-test natin sa x is less than or equal to negative 5. Since siya ay less than or equal, that means yung ating negative 5 is included. Diba? Included na siya sa ating solution. So, test na lang natin yung less than sa kanya. So, ano yung less than sa kanya? So, we have negative 6. So, try natin yung negative 6. So, we have negative 6 squared plus we have negative 6 squared plus 7 times negative 6 plus 10 is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so we have negative 6 squared, so that is 36. Okay? And then 7 times negative 6, so that is negative 42 plus 10 is greater than or equal to 0. So you have 36 minus 42, so that is negative 6 plus 10 is greater than or equal to 0. So we have negative 6 plus 10, so that is 4 is greater than or equal to 0. Yung bang 4 is greater than or equal to 0, so that is true. So that means ito ay true. Okay, tingin tayo dito. So kuha tayo ng test point natin. So, pwede tayong gumamit ng nasa pagitan ng negative 5 at saka negative 2. So, negative 3. So, negative 3 squared. So, that is 9. Then, 7 times negative 3. That is negative 21. Plus 10 is greater than or equal to 0. So, 9 minus 21. So, that is negative 12. Plus 10 is greater than or equal to 0. Negative 12 plus 10, so that is negative 2 is greater than or equal to 0. So, is this a true statement? So, negative 2 ba is greater than or equal to 0? So, hindi. So, that means this one is false. Okay. Next. Test natin yung x is greater than or equal to negative 2. So, ano pa ba yung mas greater than kay negative 2? So, we have negative 1. Negative 1. Ayan. So, negative 1 squared. So, that is positive 1. Then, minus 7. 7 times negative 1. So, that is negative 7. Plus 10 is greater than or equal to 0. So, we have 1 minus 7. So, that is negative 6. Plus 10 is greater than or equal to 0. Negative 6 plus 10, that is 4, is greater than or equal to 0. So, yung bang 4 is greater than or equal to 0. So, that is true. So, that means this one is true. Ayan. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung ating mga intervals or solution set. So, our solution set will be x is less than or equal to negative 5 and x is greater than or equal to negative 2. So, ang ating solution set will be from negative infinity, okay, to our negative 5. So, negative 5. Included yung ating negative 5. Teka, litilitan natin kung hindi pumasya. So, we have from negative infinity to negative 5. Yan. O, ba't yun yung ginamit na symbol, sir? Di ba sabi natin kanina, kapag ka greater than or equal or less than or equal, yan, included yung ating critical point. So, included siya. Union from negative 2, included din, up to positive infinity. Ayan. So, this one is our solution set gamit ang interval. So, ang graph niya will be, so, negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, so on and so forth. Dito, negative 6, so on and so forth. So, yung ating negative 5, gagamitin natin ay closed circle or shaded or solid circle. Then, papunta sa left. Diba? Less than. Negative infinity. So, yan yung ating solution. Yung graph natin ng negative x is less than or equal to negative 5. And then, yung ating graph ng x is greater than or equal to negative 2. So, this is negative 2. Included din siya, kaya solid. And then, papunta doon sa positive infinity. Yan. So, yan yung ating graph. And this one is our solution set. Sana ay naging tama ang inyong mga sagot. Sana may natutunan kayo sa lesson natin ngayong araw. At kung meron kayong mga katanungan, ay pwede nyo itong ilagay sa comment sa ibaba at pipilitin ko itong masagot. At huwag nyo rin kalimutan na i-share ito sa iba nyo pang mga kakilala. Hanggang sa mga susunod nating mga lessons, paalam!